Everyone, assuming you can hear me, assuming you can see me, wishing bad upon no one. Happy Tuesday. Almost said happy Monday. Today feels like Monday because yesterday was Memorial Day, at least here in the United States. I know some peeps watching right now, especially live, are probably of the international variety because it's the day everyone goes back to work or school. For the final countdown to the end of school, Clark Man has 4 days this week, 2.5 days next week, and then it's summertime, baby. But got some work to do in the meantime. We've got to get some Lego organizing and sorting done, and that's what I'm here to do today, and also chat with you and hang out as well. So I figured we could do like a little bit of everything. Happy to have you along if you're tuning in. If you're one of the few watching live, or if you're watching in the future, which is the majority of people, I encourage you. This is my motivation attack for today. Sort with me, organize with me. We all have some things that need taken care of, right? Me probably more than most. So if I can do this, you can do this. So on that, I guess trying to figure out where to start at. I think let me show you. I'll show you what the operation looks like here. These are all from that Lego yard sale lot that I got, where it was just a bunch of, it was like a box of classic, and they never got into them except for this one bag. I did determine that this bag was open. So that's as far as they went. There must have been like one piece in there that they're like, I need that in my life. And then the rest of it just got forgotten. But not forgotten with me or in our hearts, because this all needs to go into our collection. We got stuff to build, man. In fact, I should have opened this up before because it could have saved me money. This is the project I actually want to do right now. That's my big Lego minifigure. But I need table space, and I just can't have this sitting here anymore. So I thought this would be a good thing for us to do today. So thank you for tuning in with me. I'm going to try to do a whole bunch of Lego organizing streams and such. So if this is like your thing, you've come to the right place, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Chris is here. Janelle's here. Welcome. It's satisfying when the Lego gets sorted. I agree. I consider it to be a gift to your future self. That's what I think of when I do this. It's not that I don't like organizing or sorting. Sometimes it is a little discouraging though when you spend hours doing it and then you look and you still have like 95% of your collection to organize. That can be a little like, unnerving. But just know that you are making progress, and someday, like when you open up a drawer, I always like to do this as an example. In fact, I'm shooting a video today and we might need to take a small commercial break here at some point so I can show like what I'm up to. When you can open up a drawer and you know like exactly where stuff is, it makes the work that we're about to do kind of worth it, I think. So that's why I do this. You can get a hey, Yoshi Mario, hey, welcome, 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 welcome. All right. Should we just start cracking into this? This is what I came here to do. I don't sort by color traditionally, other than like some of my slopes are by color, some of my plates. We might eventually be getting there, but all of my bricks, and that's what primarily is in these bags here, those all just kind of get sorted together for now. My system is always changing. It's one of those things that as you go, you kind of like learn what works for you and what doesn't. My organization has evolved a lot over the years. So I'm just going to start ripping into bags. We'll open up. This is going to be like a mass opening. And bags within bags too. We're going to have a whole pile of bags here, and I'll chat with you while I do this the best that I can. I try to keep up with the chat. Sometimes I go off on long tangents that I might miss your comment, but if I do, just type it back in there, and I'll come back around for it, I promise. I don't, I try to promise. I do my best, okay? But this is kind of just like one of those things that you can hang out if you want to. You can listen in. I know some peeps are probably, maybe you're supposed to be doing school right now. If you are, don't tell your teacher. I won't tell her or him. The weather outside isn't frightful today. If you're wondering, I'm wearing a sweatshirt today. It's like 70, 74 outside right now. But inside the Brickitect studio, it's like an iceberg hit. This being that it's underground, like most basements tend to be, it's like 62 degrees down here. So in the wintertime, it kind of stays warm. Summertime, it kind of stays cold, which is nice. But I was like freezing because I just edited a New York City trip video that we did back in October. I finally got the footage edited. And it was only because I have so much stuff that my computers are like crying for more space. And that's what I was doing right before I started this here. I was clearing like and backing up files and stuff. But I got this video edited and I'm like, dang, I'm cold. So I put a sweatshirt on and I opened up the door thinking that maybe the 74 degrees would meet the 62 degrees and we'd meet in the middle. It got up to like 64. So it's a little chilly. Maybe I'll get warmed up here as we get fired up. Hey, my hand's here. Oh, repeat offender coming back. Thought they could get away. Got in my grasp again. I love it. You got such a great collection of Lego. I'd do anything to have that. Yeah, it's been a lot of years and a lot of money, but this is what I really love to do. I love that Clark Man's into this too. He's really excited about building this like marble maze thing. That's his #1 thing he wants to do when he gets out of school. And I think it's awesome to have a place like this that you can come to and it's the stuff that you love and you can just like do whatever you want. And Lego is the ultimate thing to express your creativity and the ultimate toy, in my opinion. I think I can say this amongst Lego fans, that if you want something, like say you love action figures, and this isn't hating on action figure peeps, but like if you want an action figure, you have to wait for somebody to make it. And if they don't make it right, then you're like, it's kind of sucky, or maybe it doesn't have the articulation you want. Maybe the mold isn't good. Maybe the face looks terrible. Lego is one of those things that if they do make it and you don't love something about it, you can change it. And if they never make it, you can make it yourself. It's the ultimate toy. That's why I love Lego. So, and like, I don't know everything about it. What's not to love other than the price? I mean, that's painful. But if you can go to yard sales, like I paid $15 for not only what you're seeing here, but a whole pile of other stuff too. It's not too bad. And that's where I try to get most of my stuff at. Most of everything that you see out here was obtained through yard sales. All of my regular sets are still in the storage room of doom where I keep them safe from existence. But all the stuff that you see out here, all my inventory, that's just stuff that I acquired along the way. I don't really part any of my sets out. This is going to be a pretty little palette here when we're done with this, though. But I'm excited about this. Oh, the Lego Technic Lambo. My plan for that, just like the Bugatti, I'm going to do a bag a week. But I'm waiting for a time, and I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'm waiting for a time where there's no interruptions. And this summer's not a great time for that because we're going to be doing some traveling and such. So, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, by the way, let me know if you guys can hear this. I'm going to step away for 1 second. My microphone should be working. I have it all plugged in and such. Let me know if you can still hear me as I walk away. Just say, yeah, I can still hear you. Does it sound exactly the same way it sounded when I was sitting over at my desk? Because sometimes my thing comes up with a message saying an external microphone's connected. Sometimes it doesn't. And I'd hate to be thinking that I have good audio when I don't. Because that's important to me. That's the most important part of this. Not the visuals. It's the audio. Oh, we got a little bag. Lego in their little bags within bags. Typical. Do I have the latest 2023 poly bags? I haven't been buying much Lego this... Oh, perfect. Thank you. I haven't been buying much Lego this year, to be honest. Like my goal, and I've talked about this in a few vids, but I've been talking about trying to enjoy my Lego collection as opposed to always acquiring new things. There certainly are some things out there that I'm really excited about. Particularly, I think Clark and I, we're going to go get that Lego Space Coaster when it comes out because he is obsessed with space and has been for a while. And I love roller coasters and I love Lego amusement stuff. And I think we need to go buy that. But I've been trying, and this is my goal. And this is probably going to take me forever, by the way, because I'm going to be chatting while I do this. Why don't I get to work while I do this? I want to enjoy my Lego collection. I want to be creative with Lego. Like you saw the popcorn cart mock, the UCS one get made, finally. I'm trying to do things with that. I've been doing junk builds. I've shared some of those on the channel where instead of going out and buying Lego just so I can get a gift with purchase, I'm like, I think I can make that. And maybe not make it exactly the way that it should be or that it was prescribed, but I can make it as close as I can with what I have. But when it comes time to buy Lego, this is what I'm doing this year. I've been trying to sell crap on eBay. Crap to me, treasures to others. Things that I don't use anymore, things I don't find value in, right? I'm using my PayPal money. All the money goes into PayPal. I'm using that to buy Lego. So no money from my pocket goes into Lego this year. It all has to come from PayPal. It keeps me accountable when it comes to selling things and getting rid of stuff that I don't use. And then it's like, it's just like trading. It's like, indirect, inefficient trading is what it does, is what I'm doing. So I like it. I think it's a good plan to have. I could see myself eventually maybe getting into a place where maybe I buy a new set and I build it and I make a video on it and I share it. And then I don't do the second half of it, which is my least favorite part. And that is actually holding on to that thing and collecting it, because then it just goes into storage in most cases. So most of the things that I'm buying these days are things that I can put on display, like that pirate. You guys see him up there? I know he's really far away because I'm using the wide angle lens. He's right there. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I'm going for, instead of things just like to be built and to tossed. Am I fishing? Yeah, dude. Clark and I've never really done a whole lot of fishing in my life, but my father-in-law is into it, and he kind of took Clark Man out. We were out there and gave Clark Man a fishing rod, and we were having a good time. Like, Clark was catching fish, and I kind of got into it too. And I find it to be kind of fun. I don't catch fish to eat them or anything. It's mainly just catch them and then I put them right back. And I kind of feel bad about it too at the same time. But it's fun. It's nice being in like a very calm location where the water's flowing, and then you can try to catch them and stuff. But it's, from a purpose perspective, it's like, why am I doing this? I don't know. It's not like I'm doing it for food. It seems kind of silly in that regard. It's for sport, I suppose. But I'm not much of a fisherman. I don't know anything about it. I do appreciate my father-in-law, though, because he hooks me up with a left-handed fishing rod because I'm a lefty, and I fish. So Clark really is excited about going out. One thing I like doing out in nature more than fishing, though, is hiking. So instead of standing in one spot and fishing, I'd rather be walking past the creek. How was yard sales this weekend? Well, this weekend was my mother and father-in-law's yard sale, so I was helping host that. So I didn't really get a chance to go out, but we did go out a little bit later in the day and just look around. I didn't find jack diddly. Other than one place, they were like, yeah, we had Lego, but it sold instantly, which is the second time that I've heard that this year. If you're gonna get Lego, you pretty much have to be at the right place at the right time. And if you go like shopping down through and then there's a Lego set that's up the way that somebody else gets to, they're gonna buy it. So I missed out on some type of Lego. I don't know what it was. I want to hear them tell me what I missed out on, because I want to feel the tears streaming down my face, but I also don't want to know, because it just makes me cry when I find out that I missed out on like the most epic vintage Lego lot that you could ever find. And they're like, yeah, I sold it all. In fact, that happened to me. We went out yard sailing Friday and Saturday, and there was a yard sale just down the road from us on the same road that we live on. And Clark and I go up, and I'm looking around. It's like a couple old ladies, but I ask, like my father-in-law always tells me to do. I said, do you guys have any Lego? And she's like, we did, but it sold first thing Friday morning. And I was like, oh, because I passed right by there, but I was past them before they were even set up. And she was saying like how much quantity of Lego that she had, and had all the manuals, and there was a binder with manuals, and I was just like, don't tell me it, lady. Don't tell me. So I missed it, and it's more painful to have missed out on Lego than to have never known it existed at all. So yeah, you can't win them all, I guess. I've made out pretty darn good this year with the amount of stuff that I've found. If you watch my most recent vlog, Greg's World vlog, the most recent yard sale one, the one where Clark goes out with us, you can see Pap score me this $25 giant bin of Lego and miscellaneous other crap that we'll be going through on this here channel together, and I'll probably live stream that as well. I think that'll be a good time. Last bag here, boys and girls. Do I like when someone is building with Lego and he's using random colors? I do this. Yeah, I have no problems with that. I say make it as colorful and as fun as you want to do. In fact, one day I want to build the UCS Millennium Falcon as a junk build, and the only rule is no gray unless necessary. If it's like an exclusive, outside of that, no gray. I'm going to get to the chat here in just a second. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a quick commercial break here to show the operation. In fact, I'll give you a second. If you want to say hello to yourself in the future in a vlog, you can say it right now, because I'm going to fire this up and I'm going to show all the things unbagged, if you will. So if you want to say hi, there's a little bit of a delay. So you might make it if you want to say hi to yourself or whatever you want to say. You can say a message if you want to. No cussing, okay? Anyways, all right. Progress has been made. Look at all of this. This is beautiful. We got like a little bit of I guess it's almost like a piece of art here. What if we were just to glue this together? I'm chatting with everybody here. What if we just glued this Craggle style and this became like a piece of art on the wall? I just came up with this idea. So this becomes a piece of art in a frame and then we put it on the wall just like that. It'd be very like three-dimensional too. You can see the layers there. Also wanted to show this as well. We've got Bag City down here and then we've got everyone saying hi. I told them to give them a shout out to themselves. So everyone's saying hi. There you go. I'll keep it over here, guys, so you can say hi. I know we're running a little bit late. I'm going to blank out anybody that's saying bad stuff. Anyways, I got more work to do here. This is the easy part, getting into this, and now I have to, like, actually sort. So that's my job. And that's how you make a YouTube video. I've been doing this a long time. It's usually not that smooth. I'll do an intro like 46 times before it actually turns into something decent. Also switched cameras there too. I was using my Sony camera, which is so crispy that you can get really close in it, but that one's good for like filming yourself. Like this is pretty wide too, and I like that. But I like that idea though. What do you guys think? Like make a piece of art out of this? Just super glue the whole top of this. Imagine. That would be crazy. If you're still saying hi, I'm sorry, it's a little too late now. Lorenzo says, that's why I build and buy a lot of poly bags. Low price, take up a small space, and I get to test different themes. That's a great idea. Like I was showing you guys, let me show you this. Again, we're never gonna get this done, but that's okay. You have this one, Lorenzo. You know, some peeps ask me, they're like, Greg, what's Technic like? I've never built Technic. I don't know if I like it. Here you go. A little entry into Technic, probably $5, assuming poly bags are still $5 these days. But this is the Volvo wheel loader. Nice little small build. You can see what Technic's like. Get to experiment with it without dropping a bunch of money. And it even has a couple stickers. So yeah, that's what I recommend. I gotta put that thing away. I'm getting a little out of hand here with the studio organization. I won't bore you with all that. So where do you guys want to start at here? Oh, Sugar Shack. This is a part of Clark Mann's Subaru car that we're gonna be making. All right, let's just do this. Let's start with plates. Let's get the plates out of here. I do a thing with single wide plates, double wide plates. I get them all colored now too. I recently just switched to colors because the bin was overflowing. Dude, poly bags are $6.99 now. I just died. I died on the inside. Dang, hope you're talking about pesos or euros or something, dude. They used to be $3.99, you know? Inflation is a mother trucker here. Oh, speaking of that, I have to stop saying that apparently. I had a mother reach out to me. She said, my kid is asking what mother trucker means. You gotta be careful with your sayings. And I was like, it's, you know, apologize. All right, let's sort this. Okay. I'm going to show you one of my favorite Lego colors. You guys want to see it? It's this. I love it. I love the bright green. I don't know what it is about that speaks to me. I like it so much better. Let me show you the comparison. I like it so much better than the regular green. I know on the camera it doesn't show much difference. Just love that color. What do you think? What's your favorite Lego color? You guys ask me favorite questions. I ask you. You guys like the pretty purple colors? Maybe trans colors are always good too. I don't know if there's any good ones in here. Not much, not in this classic lot. But I like that color quite a bit. Blues kind of come through for me too. Not the blue color that I love the most. Where's the one that I love the most? It's this one. Medium Observer, I think it is. These are probably two of my favorite Lego colors right there. So pretty. Oh, these are my tiles, by the way. See, the tiles, they're kind of organized by color, right? As long as you know where to find stuff, that's the important thing. That's how I do things. I still have a bunch of empty drawers too, so we're in business. We're in business for a little bit, at least. If I have to add more drawers on, we could go vertical. And we're almost at the end of the table. This is 12 feet of table here. But we could go vertical. We could probably go to the ceiling. And then if I have to make another spot, we can do that too. The blue is nice. He's very nice. Teal is the best color. No debate. Oh, yeah, teal is pretty. Here's the question, though, for you. Riddle me this. Blue or green? Where do you put it? There's no teal drawer. There's a blue drawer and a green drawer. I forget what I do. Let me see. I don't have any teal. Oh, I put it with the blues. I don't know if that's right. Blue or green? I might be wrong on this one, guys. I could be wrong. Yeah, the green color does pop. Pops it like it's hot. Here in Venezuela, Legos are very expensive, like 20% of the price in the US or other countries. Okay, I'm not traveling there and buying Lego. So what you need to do, come to the US. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing here, I'm making big piles here. I'll move you guys down so you can see. You guys are saying it's a blue, okay. Because I want to say that I did a community post once, and Mrs. Brickitect, she claims this never happened, but she tried saying it was green, and she got lit up in the comments on the community post. So I'm gonna go blue. I think it's more blue. Let me lay it out here, and I'll show you what it looks like with the blue. Oh, we do have some of my favorite color in here. Between these is my favorite Lego color. I can't pick. They're both they're perfect. All right, let me lay it out with greens. We'll do a series of greens, and we'll do the teals. We'll do a series of blue, and you guys can decide once and for all. I don't know what the proper order of this would be. We'll do it like this. You guys can decide once and for all where you think it should go. I think we've got every part of the spectrum here. Let's go like this. Oh, we got one more. Okay, here we go. This is where it gets a little harder. Is it blue or green now? So we got greens on this side. The teal is right here, by the way. I don't know if it's reflecting accurately on the screen, but for my eyes, and I don't want to skew you any which way. I want to say that the split is here between green and blue. So that's green. That's blue. That's the teal piece. But by itself, I feel like maybe it could pass for more of a green. These are the debates we have for ourselves here. Oh, I don't have a dark green in there. We have to go dark green as well. I'm going to go there, though. That's my split. Blues, greens. Teal is a blue. Teal is a shade of blue, says Janelle. Okay, done. No more debate. That's what it is. I'm going to try to get you guys so you can see my pile. This is going to be like a multi-step affair because I'm going to pull all of the plates out, but then I sort them by color and stuff. But if we can just get piles going, that'll be enough for me. Also, there's a heart for you guys. Thank you for tuning into my stream. Oh, actually a better one. Thank you for tuning into my stream. That's for you for Valentine's Day. I'll make you guys a little Valentine's Day mock. Oh, can we put these on top of each other? This reminds me of being in elementary school. Can we do it? No. No, you can't. Can you? Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, my gosh. When you do like things with paper in elementary school, that's what that reminds me of. All right. Aqua. Is this 11016? It might be. I had the box. I can't remember what it said in the box. I wasn't too concerned about it, but this lot that I bought this in, 15 bucks. I don't know what does 11016 sell for? Can someone look that up for me by chance? I had this, it was $15 for this, and then a grocery bag full of like Lego and other like miscellaneous stuff. And when I saw the bag, that's when I really wanted this. I was like, dude, you know, this Lego Classic's fine. Of course I can always use more parts all the time. But that bag, whenever I see anything that's like mixed or just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that's Lego, it gets me interested and I'm willing to go a little crazy. And when it came down to the pricing on this, the lady's basically put it in my court. She's like, well, how much do you want to pay me? And I said, well, how much do you want? And then she said 20 bucks and I said 15. Would you take 15? And she was like, yeah. Obviously, whoever she got this for, I'm assuming one of maybe a kid or grandkid, wasn't interested in it. It never got opened. It never got used. So for her, it was getting rid of something that was worthless, essentially, to them. And for me, it was getting something that was worth a lot for me. So it's one of those transactions that, you know, I do feel a little bad because obviously they spent more money than what they got on this. But what is the value of something that you're not using? $58.97. Holy shnikes. That's obscene. Okay, I got a great deal then. Particularly when you factor in the where's that car at? I had the Blue Speed Champions car. If you watch the video, you can see it, and then I dumped it all out and stuff too. I'm gonna start putting some bricks off to the side as well. Maybe we'll just start throwing bricks over here, just get everything out of the way. I sort my bricks double wide, single wide. That's how I roll with those. And yeah, I'm just gonna start doing a little bit of everything here, I guess, as we go. Oh, do I have a P.O. box? I do. I try to discourage people from sending mail to us because a big part of the problem with the Storage Room of Doom is because I did mail time for so long that we ended up with a lot of stuff. And it just got to be way too much, particularly in Clark's room, because people were sending us all kinds of toys and things, and it was just more things than one human kid can manage. But our post office box, I think, is in the description. It's in the description of all of our videos. And if you do want to send the poly bags, I would be happy to do a Poly Bag Wednesday featuring them. With you as the sponsor, the official, unofficial sponsor of the video, I'll rate the poly bags on a, should we do a 5-star scale? Because I haven't, like, the thing with poly bags for me is I usually get them from Walmart or Target. My Target sucks for actually getting up-to-date poly bags out. I used to go right down through, like, the checkout lanes. You know how they have, like, all of the like, junk foods and, like, the candy bars and stuff? They'd always have poly bags in there, but they'd always be, like, 2 years old. So I started checking, like, the aisles, and occasionally they have them, but they're always, like, way behind. That being said, I don't even know what I have from 2022, so maybe I can actually start going crazy in there. But usually I go to Walmart, and I haven't really had a need to go to Walmart for anything. My shopping has decreased dramatically. We are going to Target this week. Maybe I'll keep my eye out for poly bags. In fact, I could probably do a... why don't I do a video shopping or just going through the Lego aisle at Target? Is tomorrow June 1st? Or is today the last day of May? I don't know how many days are in May. January, February. I think it's like this. You go like... There's something you can do with your hands that tell you how many days are in the year. How does that work? I think there's only 30 days. Let me check. I have to look now. I don't know. I was like, could today possibly be the last day of May? No, tomorrow. May 31st is tomorrow. Okay, cool. Regardless, we were thinking about going to Target tomorrow, but they never have this stuff out like right when, like June 1st, you know, all the new Lego comes out. They never have it. So I probably won't see anything new there. Thursday. Okay, thank you. I apparently know more about Lego than I do about the 12-month calendar that we were in. Embarrassing. Well, I'll just cut that part out. We'll edit that out of the live stream. Can you guys just rewind for a couple minutes there and then skip forward like 2 minutes? Thanks. The crazy thing is about this whole organizing, sorting, whatever you want to call this thing, I wasn't going to stream any of it because it's like, you know, who would want to see that? But then I get people all the time that are actually very interested in seeing this kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, let's do it. I'll be doing it anyway. We got arches. I'm going to do like a spot for, gosh, I'm going to do a spot for, try to get you guys so you can see too. This is the hard part, cameramanning this. Spot for slopes. We got circular stuff. I have a spot for circular stuff. Instead of sorting by color just yet, I think I'm just going to try to get some general piles going is the plan. But my goal, at least this week, while Clarkman's still in school, I'm going to try to get as organized as I can. So there's going to be probably 4 days of me doing this, unless I just get burnt out on it. Because there is some projects I want to do too, but I think I can work on that. I don't necessarily want to do streams where I'm building because it takes too much of my brain power, and I only have so much to work with, as you can tell. So I think sorting is the way to go for doing streams like this. Organizing, sorting, getting things parted out. I think it's also encouraging for some peeps out there too that are like, yeah, maybe I'll get into it. So that's why when I started this, I don't know if it worked or not. You can tell me. I try to be like, hey guys, if we're working on this, let's do some sorting together. Get you involved too. Never been a coach or motivational speaker or anything, but I can dream, right? I can dream that there's somebody out there that when they started watching this, they were just sitting there and then they're like, oh, okay. I don't even care if it's just you organizing your room, dude. Just you're cleaning something, dusting, whatever. Let's do it together. And maybe there'll be somebody out there. And then their mom comes home. I don't know. I'm like picturing like a kid sitting in his room and he's bored off his rocker. And then his mom comes home and he's like, dang, you cleaned up your room? And he's like, yep, I sure did. And then like they hug and like they live happily ever after. I don't know. I'm making this all up, but you know, I can dream, right? Okay. These walls. Oh, these are going to come in handy. Freaking Clark, he'll steal all these, dude. He always goes for these wall pieces. I already know what he's going to pull, but I have a whole wall section. I have a place for like thin walls and thick walls. New to the channel. Well, thank you for finding us. Let's see how long you survive. There's some people that have survived a very long time watching Brickitect. And it's quite impressive, actually, that they've made it as far as they have. I find it interesting, too. Some people watch for a bit. This is inherently like the Lego space. It's mostly like, you know, younger people are into this kind of stuff. Kids. Some adults, too. But what happens, and I've seen this happen with Clarkman, too, is that you're into certain things for certain periods of life. In parts of your time, you know, like there might be a year where you're really into Fortnite. There might be a year where you're really into Lego, for example. And then like over time, your interests change. Like Clark's had people that he's watched on YouTube that, you know, he doesn't even watch anymore. So I find it interesting then sometimes, as it becomes a Brickitect stream, that, you know, some kids are like super hardcore on this kind of stuff and they're watching everything Lego and then they move on and do some other stuff. But it's always cool to see people come back. And I've been seeing a lot of that lately. People are like, oh, I just rediscovered your channel. And I'm like, welcome back, man. So welcome back. Hey, Emil's here. Welcome, dude. Thanks for tuning in, man. We're doing some sorting. We're living that sort life right now. I'm going through this big Lego Classic thing. I'll get you a shot of it here. I know you can't, I don't know what to show exactly, but this is what we need to go through. We got our plates over here. You know, we just plated up. We got bricks. We got wall pieces. We got slizzopes. We got arches, circles. This is kind of how I do things. It's going to be like a multi-step. So once we get everything sorted down, then these are going to get sorted by color and shape, and the same thing for everything else. But I'll at least get you through the initial sort here so you can see it. In fact, I'll just put this like this so you guys can see a little better. Do I have a Family Dollar near me? Oh, I need to see that. I think I do. I think so. They have Muppet bags for 85 cents. Oh my gosh. Wait, they have Muppet poly bags and last year's poly bags on clearance for 85 cents. I might have to stop in. I think there's one near my house. Family Dollar. If it's the place I'm thinking of, that would be awesome, man. I may live the swoop life for 85 cents. I'll buy them all. Unless someone already did, which is possible. Could also be on a case-by-case basis too, where sometimes, you know, sometimes if certain places have clearance, other places don't, but that's definitely worth a stop in at least, right? I would do that. Oh, these are pretty too. Oh, is that pink creeping up on me? One of my, we already picked our favorite colors. We can't switch it now. I like that green, but that's kind of beautiful. Very light pink. I don't know the definitions or the terms from Bricklink of colors or anything. I just kind of know what I'm looking for and what I'm looking at, and I just make it up. And I think most people probably do that too. But there's a name for everything that you can find in Lego if you go on Bricklink. It's just very frustrating. I don't know if you've ever been in this spot before where you're looking for something and you know what it looks like or like what you call it, but you have no idea what it's called on Bricklink. And you're like, it's a whoosy who, right? I've been there. I like to think I'm not alone in that. It's a challenge. Emil says he's here for the sort life. Well, you found the right place, Emil. I was watching your videos a couple years ago and I just came back, but I rarely commented in that time. Yeah, it's, I'm always shocked how many people watch videos. I guess I'm guilty too. How many people watch any kind of content really? And you just watch it, you don't comment, you don't really interact with it or engage with it. It kind of sucks as like a creator, like to see all these people that watch and then they don't say anything, because you do want to hear back. Like that's the only like real feedback you get outside of views is when people say stuff like, man, that video sucked, or hey, that was fun to watch. It's really encouraging, but most people, and like by most I say like 99% of people, they just watch and they move on with their day. So you never know that they existed, which is why these live streams I think are kind of fun, because it's like we can hang out here in real time and chat about whatever, like Postal Dude just got here. He says, hey ya. Bright pink is what it's called, eh? Well, what's this? I don't know what all the pink colors are. This, I used to love coral, but now I'm kind of over it. It was rare at one point, I felt like, when the Lego Movie 2 came out, and I was like, oh, that coral is fire. And now, like, I guess my new color that I really love is like that highlighter yellow. I think that looks so cool too. It's that stuff. I'll show you a regular piece of Lego here so you can see the difference. That's like my new rare color that'll be common here soon, but I like it. Am I excited for the new Sonic sets? Dude, I need tails. I'm trying not to buy Lego though. I have too much. Right now I'm working on putting together some old sets, like things that I missed out on. And 3723 is my next challenge. Once this table's clear, which as of right now looks like it may be an impossible task, but trust me, it's not. 3723, the giant Lego minifigure, is what I want to do. I was thinking about live streaming some of that build, but I don't know what the instructions are going to look like for that. It's a chonker. You guys can see the parts over there for that. I still have a whole Bricklink haul that is probably like a few hundred parts that's going to get added to that. And that's like really what I really want to do next. So this to me is like, this kind of like work before play, if you will. So we'll get there. We'll get there. We got lots of time on our hands. I'm trying to get as much done as I can before Clarkman's off of school and before summer really kicks in. But I want live streaming to be a part of that. It's just a matter of finding time. But we'll carve out a little bit. That's one of my biggest problems, I think, is that I have so many things that I'm interested in that I can't just do one thing. Like if I did nothing but Lego, man, I could have so much stuff for you guys to watch and to hang out with me. But then it's like, I have all these other hobbies, which is good, I guess. Wish they did a minifinger series. I want big ones, like the pirate. I want them to do a whole series of those. That's what I'm dreaming about. Maybe if people vote with their wallets and you vote for, I would really love to see them just go crazy. Like I want if I could get anything, I think I want a Batman in that scale of the pirate. If you watched my video, I actually did a YouTube short yesterday. Did anybody see my YouTube short that I did? I didn't want to do like an official review. So I was like, let me see if I can do this. So I wrote up, I never script my videos, as you could probably tell, but I wrote up like a little thing that I wanted to say, like covering the different topics of it. Then I sat down on my computer and I did this little voiceover, and I come to find out that it's like 1 minute and 30 seconds. As if I could not talk for more than a minute. So I trimmed the fat off of that the best I could and got it down to 59 seconds because YouTube limits you to 1 minute for YouTube Shorts. And then I just came over and I shot a bunch of like B-roll or whatever, like getting different shots of the guy. I threw that over top of my voiceover, added a little music behind it, and it was a short. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like I'm not really in the shorts world, but I didn't really want to I didn't want to do a review. I'm not a reviewer, but I can tell you what I like about things. I can't do it in a minute, apparently. I wish they'd give me some more time. That was the challenging thing. Last time I did a short series was when I was doing the Bugatti. And I was doing those in one take. I was like not cutting it up and doing voiceovers or anything. I was just like, here's what I did in the last week. And I always seemed to go over, and it was so hard to like say everything that I wanted to say in less than a minute. So I wish they'd ease up on that 1 minute length. I think TikTok gives you like, what, like 3 minutes? Something like that. But shorts kind of work for reviews. So I'm thinking, and I know a lot of people, when I've talked before about shorts, like people hate them, at least in my audience. I think anytime I build something, I'm just gonna do a today I built. That way I don't have to do a full video on it. Just be like, today I built whatever. And here's what I like about it, here's what I don't like. I give it a 1 out of 5, 10 out of 10, I don't know. So that's my idea. So we'll do like a little bit of everything for the whole audience. Some people love live streams like this. Some people hate this kind of stuff because this is like the exact opposite of where content's mostly going, which is like very short form. I have no attention span, but there's some people out there, and I'm one of you guys. I like to just sit down and vibe out for an hour. We're 40 minutes deep into this right now, and we can just sit here and chat, have a good time. There's no rush. You can listen to this as you drift off to sleep, although probably not the tone that you need for that. We can make it that though, you know, we'll just sit here and we'll pick some parts, do some ASMR, I guess. But yeah, this is what I like to do. And I feel like regardless of where the trends are going, regardless of what people really want, I'm just gonna do what I love to do. And that's kind of the moral of today's video. You know, I come down here and I do what I wanna do and whatever makes me happy. That's how you are able to do something like this and not make it a job and to not get burnt out with it. It's just do what makes you happy. It's served me well in life so far. Because I think people can tell when you're having a genuinely good time and when something feels like, you know, your heart's not in it, right? But this is what I like doing. And I'm happy that there's an audience that enjoys this type of stuff. Because like I said, I'd be doing this anyway, right? So why not? Why don't we just hang out while I do it? As long as you don't get tired of me talking about rando stuff, we can. I can certainly get tired of talking about rando stuff though, I guess. I can't say anything less than a minute. I had to cover a whole thing. I was impressed that I got that at 59 seconds. That was good. Greetings from Latvia. I don't even know if I could pick Latvia out on a map. Now I need to go. It says, to me, sorting Lego bricks is one of the best parts of the whole Lego experience. I'm trying to come around to it, my friend. I talked earlier about how it's a little discouraging. This isn't bad because there is a definite end to this. But when I was doing it during the quarantine streams back in 2020, when I really started getting into sorting my Lego, I'd sit there for a few hours with this giant pile and I'd be sorting the whole time and, you know, talking and whatnot, maybe getting a little too distracted. But then I'd look at it when I was done and I'm like, dude, I would need to do that 10 more times to be finished with this. And it's discouraging, but it's not bad. Like, this is kind of nice, you know, like knowing that this is going to be done. I'm going to love the way this looks in my collection when I'm done, whenever I need these pieces. It's not like I'm going to have to be digging through stuff. It's worth it. My brick pile is getting rather crazy back there. You guys like this shot here? I don't know what people want to see. I'm always like going through this internal battle with myself. I'm like, do you guys want to see me talking to the camera? Do you want to see the parts that I'm sorting out here? I don't know, dude. ASMR is creepy as heck, says Janelle. You know, there's a market for it. I don't think I want to do ASMR if I was going to get into some type of weird video series. I think I'd want to do, what are those things called where people eat like insane amounts of food? Not like the competitive eaters, because that's ideally what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a competitive food eater. But the ones where they just have like a giant table of food in front of them, they eat for like the entire video. I forget what it's called. That stuff's pretty weird, but I think I'd rather do that, honestly. Just sit down with like a whole plate of like crab legs and then just eat crab for like the next 2 hours, just getting real sloppy. I am still mad though. The most successful Lego stream that I've had, it was on Brickitect Live. We had like 400 people watching, and it was Clark and I eating chicken nuggets. I put all this work into making this Lego stuff, and it's friggin' chicken nugget video. Yeah, mukbang, that's what it is. Yeah, what do you guys think? Clark, how's Clark? Is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. He's good. He's in school. He's excited about tomorrow because they're doing like a really big like field trip day out to the park, the local park. And he's all excited about doing that. So just got to survive today. He was off yesterday. But he's got this week, Tuesday through Friday, and then we've got 2.5 days next week, and then it's summer break. So you might be seeing him make some appearances here on the channel. As we work on stuff, Clark, man, he's totally into the world of mocks these days. That's what he loves doing more than anything, is just having, he's like into like the sandbox world, whether it be video games or real life. He just likes making his own things and being creative. And I love that, man. I'm all about encouraging that. Oh, we got a stuck boy. See if we can get that out of there. All right, do I have a tool? I need something. Brick separator. They included an ultra rare orange brick separator in here. Can I get that out of there? They should just do away with these dots. That's not going to work. How about an orange flame? Orange flame in the bottom. What will break first, the flame or the dot? It's an eye actually. I think the flame's going to break. Oh, it came out a little bit. This is brutal. Wow, that's in there in like the worst possible position. Maybe I should throw it against the wall. Let me try something once. That did nothing. That is wedge, dude. That is totally wedge. Anybody have any pro tips? Yeah, it was the whole reason we did that stream was because some kid, oh my God, that just shot across the room. The name was Deborah or something like that. We were doing a stream in the morning. I think it was like was it a Lego stream or was it a gaming stream? I can't remember. And like they donated like $200 or something like that. And I was like, all right, we're gonna do something crazy. And we decided we're gonna eat 100 chicken nuggets or something like that. I can't even remember the specifics anymore, but then we did it. So our most successful stream was off the back of that. And we had the joke that was some kid just using his mom's credit card that was attached to the account, just donating like crazy. So I'm sure that kid probably got grounded for at least a year after that happened. But it made for a great story and it was a lot of fun. I ate 66 chicken nuggets, by the way. That was probably not the best for my health. A 24-hour Lego sorting stream. Dude, I gotta tell you about this. I watched this dude that live streams. He does these things called subathons. How do I describe this? So he travels to a location. I watched the one where he did back in Japan. He starts up the stream and there's like a certain amount of time on the clock, right? Let's just say 1 hour on the clock. And he says, we're gonna keep the stream going as long as people donate. Like, I think his is crazy. It was like $1 per minute. So if someone donates $1, the stream continues for another minute. So $60 would be an hour. So this guy was making crazy bank off of these streams, right? Because you figure $60 an hour. But the thing is, like, it almost became like a punishment where no one wanted the stream to end. He was just live streaming like every aspect of his life. Even when he's sleeping, the stream's still going, the timer's going down, the timer's going up. And he streamed for like 2 months in Japan just because people kept the thing going. And I think at the end, like, he just wanted it to end. There was a famous Twitch streamer that did this a while back as well. His name was Ludwig. And he did it, I think, for like a month where he just streamed 24 hours a day. So we could do that. Just think of all the Lego I could sort and organize if I did 24-hour Lego streams. I never leave the studio. This would definitely like end my marriage probably. But what if I just never left here? I'm sorting during the day, the timer's counting down, the timer's going up, and then I go to sleep in the studio, and then I wake up and I go right back to sorting and organizing Lego. Wouldn't that'd be crazy? I think it would be just wild to like dedicate, like, even if you did it for like 1 week, 7 days where you just decided that that's all you were gonna do for that entire week. Maybe I'd get lucky and the timer would just end after the hour though. It's like, all right, we tried, bye. But it's a crazy concept. It really is. It's like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like, I've never seen that before. Oh, is that a common thing? I've never seen it before. There are a lot of streamers that do that and donate profits. It's crazy. It's like the fact that when I was watching this guy, like, he'd have over 1,000 viewers when he was doing stuff during the day, and he was always up to something. But when he went to sleep, There was still like 100 or 200 people watching, and he wasn't doing anything but sleeping. Like the camera's just set up, and he's sleeping. Who's watching that, dude? It's pretty crazy. That's how you have, I guess that's when you've really made it, when you can have 200 people watching you sleep. And they're essentially paying, like they're donating to keep the timer going while you're sleeping. We live in a crazy time. This is the multiverse that we're in, dude. This is the timeline. It's weird. Yeah, you probably, I think the hardest part of it would be the fact that he was always trying to do something entertaining during the day, because it's not like you can just sit and watch TV. You know, people expect like you to do something, right? So he was just always on the move and having adventures and stuff. Yeah, it was a subathon. The coolest thing that I saw was this really authentic moment where he was like walking at nighttime and he was looking for food. And he came across this place in Japan that he thought was like a restaurant. And I think it was, but it was closed, and it was just like a family in there. And they invited him in to have dinner. And he like sat down in there, and he's still streaming it. And like the people were like talking to him through like Google Translator or whatever. And, you know, they brought his videos up on the TV, and everybody was like really loving it. And it was just he had like this amazing food, and they had a great time. And it was just so crazy how like authentic and organic that whole thing turned out to be. And it was just him walking down like this alleyway and came across this place, and these people were so inviting. And it really showed me just how nice Japan is, you know? Like, I don't know if that would happen in the United States. I don't know, first of all, I don't know if you'd want to walk down an alley at night and then like to come across some people and be like, hey, is this a restaurant? I don't know if you'd get invited in like that. So it was I don't know, it was impressive. It impressed me. But it also made me think too about how this whole world is existing out there. And sometimes if you just put yourself into that world, like things happen to you. Positive things, maybe some negative things too. But it was pretty cool. And I found myself kind of just like tuning in to see like where he was or what he was up to, because he was like all over the place. But I don't know what that would be like streaming your entire life. To never have a moment where you're off air, I think would be kind of weird. Maybe you would just forget about it after a while. You'd forget the camera's even there, I guess. But to be always entertaining and always on all the time, and never to be able to take a day off because the timer's going, and you got to give people some value for what they're doing. I don't know, dude. I think it takes a certain type of person to be able to pull that off. My piles are getting big though. Back to the sorting stream here. Let me show you, I'll show you an update since it's kind of hard to see. Here's the plates. This is my pile as it gets smaller. And then there's the bricks over there. So we're getting there. We're making some progress. I'll get you guys down here. Let's keep switching the camera angle up on you. It's like we have multiple cameras here. Is Clarkman streaming after school? No, he is, we're doing Cub Scouts tonight, so it's dinner and then going to do that. I think he is planning to stream more this summer though on his channel. If you guys didn't know, Clarkman does have his own channel now. In fact, he has like, I want to say like over 1,500 subscribers or something, like 1,700 subscribers. And he's pretty close to having his channel monetized. It's wild. And I told him, I'm like, dude, any money that you make from your videos, I'm gonna cash it out and you can do whatever you want with it. Like, you want to save it, which he's mostly a saver. He doesn't like to spend any money ever, particularly his money. Like if he gets money from like the Tooth Fairy, the only thing that he spends money on recently, and he was very happy with his decision, was he bought this game on Steam called Universe Sandbox. And that's his game that he really loves playing, even more than Minecraft now. He did a stream of that game, but there wasn't much interest in it from his usual subscriber base. But I told him, it doesn't really matter, you just do what you want to do and the people will find you. But I'm curious to see how this pans out for him. Like he loves making videos. He saw me making a short yesterday, and then he wanted to make a short, and he made one. And I don't know where I'm going to put it. I think I might just put it up on Brickitect. I think somebody would enjoy seeing it. It's a really short video. It's like 16 seconds long. It's him doing some Lego Minecraft magic. And I was like, dude, that's cool. Like, he just decided he was going to do that. And I know, like, obviously it's like he sees me doing all this stuff, which is probably why he is. I don't think, well, maybe there are some kids out there that just want to do this kind of stuff because they watch other people doing it. But it's neat to see him kind of be creative. And he does all of his own editing for his videos. He films his videos, he edits them. I do the uploading for him. And I do like the description and whatnot. But it's cool to see. I guess for me, because this is like my passion, and to see him kind of take that on, it's like a proud dad moment, you know? And I'm just curious to see what comes of this, you know, when he's 18 years old and he's graduated from school. Maybe he'll do YouTube. Who knows if YouTube will even be there anymore, but he'll be a TikTok phenomenon, who knows? But at least it's something to keep him busy and be creative, because I think that's important for kids, to have some type of outlet. And he does a lot of like toy battles. He's been doing things where he does skits. He's dressed up as like a poacher in one of his recent videos. And I've been giving him pointers. And the cool thing is, and I've noticed this about him for the longest time, if you give Clarkman like a tip, if you're like, hey, you should try doing this, like try holding the camera steady, or try setting it up on a tripod instead of always hand holding it, he takes that advice and he runs with it. And it's really cool to see that. It's cool to see people that are open to learning. Love the sound of Legos. Yeah, I could shut my mouth for a bit if you guys just want to hear the sound of it. This is the Sort Life, guys. Hello from Sweden. Sweden in the house. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you along. I'm just sorting. Is this the content you subscribe for? We have a Swedish gang of people that they come here for the sorting. Is it true that Swedes love sorting? I think there may be some truth in that. All right, show you my pile. I love the brick pile. The brick pile is looking good over here. Nice and colorful. This is where we're getting down to what I like to call, any chance I get, call it the nitty gritty. This is where we start getting into like the stuff that isn't so fun to get into, all the small stuff. I still have some bricks in there. Let's try to pull all the bricks out. I do this in like, I don't know. I try to do it in waves and such. Oh, Cedar Point just sent me a thing. Offer extended. Get unlimited visits before the price goes up on June 5th. Oh my gosh. Last week I ended up going to Cedar Point. If you listen to my podcast or watch my recent Greg's World vlog, you can see my whole experience there. I did a solo run there, and it was pretty awesome. I rode a lot of roller coasters that day. If you went back to my last live stream that I did, last stream I did was 1 week ago today. That's how long it's been. And I was debating whether to go the next day, and wouldn't you know it, I did. So that's why I wasn't here for that. And then we helped my mother and father-in-law with their yard sales the next few days, so I kind of got lost on the Lego thing. And my thing I wanted to do the most, more than anything, was to finish that pirate, to have that done. So I did that. I think I streamed the last part of that. Yeah, I did. And then I made a short on that. And then I find myself here doing this. My next thing, I guess, is going to be a Bricklink haul, showing off all my parts that I got. Bricklink buying with Brickitect, as I like to call it. And I'm going to try to get all my parts together that I need for 3723, which is that big minifig. And then I'm going to start building that bad boy. I don't know if I'm going to stream it or not. Probably not, because I think that's just going to be too much to do. But maybe I'll stream a little bit of it. We'll see. It'll be like 30 minutes. I'll stream for 1 minute. We'll put the timer up on the clock. The timer counts down for 1 minute, and then it just hits 0 and I end it. That'd be funny. Call it the subathon. 1 minute. Watch it go from like 1 minute to 10 hours, and then I'm stuck. That'd be the worst part. Okay, I'm gonna pull this all in a little bit so I have a little bit better access to all this. Sometimes it helps to kind of condense. All right, let's keep picking bricks. Pick bricks, kid. Oh, Posted Dude says, I'm glad I subbed this channel. It's the content I love. Well, I appreciate that, man. Very kind. Very, very kind, sir. I'm trying to see if I missed any other chat. This dude says his message didn't go through. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see it, so I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a solo run. Solo Rolo. Sometimes when you go to an amusement park, that place, it didn't pan out for me. But some places have a thing called a single rider line. They turn theirs into fast pass lanes. But if you're a single rider, the way that works is you go in the single rider line and say you're on a roller coaster that's too wide, so two, like that. And say I walked up there with my wife and son, a family of 3, there's gonna be an empty spot, right? So 2 of us sit in one and then one of us sits in the other. They'd had the single rider sit in that empty spot. So if you're a single rider, you can get on rides really quickly because they're always trying to fill those empty seats. Unfortunately, fast passes make a lot of money, so they converted all those to fast passes at Cedar Point, so now there's no single rider line. So if you are a single rider, like I was, they weren't even filling though, so that it really wouldn't have mattered. You kind of just have to wait in line with everyone else. But the fast pass wasn't really necessary for the day I was there because it wasn't too crazy busy. I've seen it pretty nuts over the summertime, but it wasn't bad. None of the kids were out of school yet. Most of the people that were there were, I think, high school kids that were there for like their field trips and stuff. I saw a lot of people wearing the same kind of t-shirts and stuff like that, but it was not bad. I definitely felt older than the general demographic there. And they took away Annie Ann's for the day, and Chick-fil-A wasn't there. I cried internally. How am I doing with the sort? We just crossed the 1 hour mark. I'm hurting. Should this take that long? I spend probably more time than I should just BSing around. That's kind of what we're here for. I don't think anybody's here necessarily just to see what this looks like when it's done. Maybe a few. But for me, it's all about getting the stuff into my collection, getting it sorted out, getting it organized, and ready for whatever builds may come. Oh, there's another mock. Try and say a mock that Clark. I was going to say there's another mark that Clark wants to do. And that is he wants to do Yoda's Pizza Hut. We built that Yoda's Dagobah Jedi training set on May 4th. And we haven't done it yet, but he wants to turn that into Yoda's Pizza Hut. So I have some ideas for that on how I want to like change it around and stuff. But I think that'd be kind of funny. Humor is probably gonna be lost on most, I would say. Like people are gonna be like, what the heck is this? But for Clark and I, he came up with that idea. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny, dude. And then when that set went on sale and we got it, I was like, we gotta do the Yoda's Pizza Hut. So that's Clark's next mock. What am I working on? Oh, I gotta do the Speed Champion Subaru. I think that's my next thing. We have sealed one. Where's that car at? I put it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it's right here. In fact, we found the piece that Clark Man was missing. He started mocking out of this, but it's the McLaren Elva, I think is what it is. But this was in this lot for $15, and I just found the other part that he was missing. It was in one of those bags. But I'm gonna turn this into my Subaru Forester, and it's gonna be pretty fire. I already got the rims look close. The color's good. We got the fenders. I think with the collection they have, we got dual exhaust. Don't need that. But I think I could turn this into that. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with the windshield though, because I need, that's definitely not the windshield that's going to work for me. But that might be a fun little mock to make your own car a Speed Champion set, particularly one that's not like a supercar or race car. I think would be kind of funny. Oh my gosh. What am I looking for now? I got most of the bricks out. There's probably always more going to be found in here. These ones that are single wide that have the stud on the side tend to be kind of a pain because you think that they're just regular bricks and they're like, nope, surprise. I am trying to figure out the best way to do this. I'm kind of all over the place in more ways than one. I just threw that piece between the tables. Didn't fall, so it's not a Brickitect video. I don't know what the most efficient way to do this is because I'm still going to have to sort through a second time, which I'm not going to bore you with. Once this pile's done, I think we can call it a success here, at least for this Sortitect episode. But I think maybe, let me try this once. I'm going to look for any piece I can find that has a stud on the side. See if that's the fast way to do this. But then I see other ones that obviously need to go into certain piles, so I'm like, well, I'll just take care of those while I'm at it. I know some peeps, they go by color. They recommend color first because that's not as challenging to do it this way. But I don't know. I say do whatever works for you. Same advice I have for your Lego organizing. Put your pieces however your brain works. If you think color is the best way to do it, that's fine. If you want to do it by element, just something where you're not having to dig. And that's when I decide how I'm going to organize, or that something needs organized. If I'm digging too much through piles of pieces or giant bins, that's when I'm like, okay, it's time to break this down further. So I had all of my, I used to have all of my plates like this in a bin. And then when you're looking for something, it makes it kind of challenging, right? So then I was like, okay, let me do single wide. I'll do a thing of double wide. Then I'll do 4, and then I'll do like odd slopes like this, you know, like the heart. And that worked for a bit. But then I was like, I have to break this down even further. So then I started doing colors, and that's kind of what you see up here. So I have there's odd oranges, double wide oranges, single wide oranges. And that kind of works. And then this all becomes a thing over here, all sorted by color. And as you can see, like some of these are starting to get pretty full. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. I can't break that down any further. And that's where these drawers kind of start not working. Like look at all the grays that I have in slopes. Gray, gray, that's double wide, single wide. We got like that old, like brownish, dirty looking gray. We got the old brownish, dirty looking light gray. And then we got the bluish gray and then more. So like this whole thing, just gray pieces, man. That's a lot of space for gray slopes, but it's happens when Star Wars people take over the world. Kidding, of course. Oh, Action, member for 5 months. I don't have technology, but I've got this. He says, good afternoon, just got back from the gym, workout with a personal trainer. Nice. Get you pumped up. Oh, okay. I just got back from working out my fingers here on these pieces. You didn't miss much though, if you're just tuning in. I've literally just been talking about random stuff and sorting, but that's kind of what we do here now. I sort. Oh, why am I putting slopes there? Don't. My pile. My pile. This is the pile. This is what's left. Can I get through this? I hope so. I'm hoping to survive. This is where it'd be awesome to have, I've had people offer to help me sort before. Can you imagine how many people are here right now? 60 people or something like that. What if we had 60 people take on this pile? We'd be done with this in 2 minutes. I could get through all of this. I could literally go in the storage room and do them, and we could just start going crazy. Should have a national sort day here in the Brickitect studio. Come one, come all. But no, this is good for me to do too. Because not every part of Lego can be always building. Sometimes you have to manage the collection too. Sometimes you have to put pieces away. Sometimes you have to break sets down. All of that becomes a part of it. And I shouldn't say this isn't fun because I do enjoy this. Especially live streaming it. I feel like live streaming this, and I kind of do this for justifying my gaming as well. I'm like, if I'm streaming it, it's worth doing. But if I'm not streaming it, then it's like, I feel like I'm wasting my time. But not in this regard, because this is always something that's worth doing. Gaming's a little harder though. It's like, man, when I play video games, and I think about this often, as much as it's fun for me, I think, I could be making a Lego video right now. Or I could be making a vlog, or I could be editing, or I could be literally doing anything. Is this the best use of my time? And the answer is probably no, but not every aspect of your life needs to be productive. Sometimes you can just have some fun. That becomes a little bit harder though when you work for yourself and you don't have a boss, because you need to be your own boss. And if you don't have discipline, there's no one forcing you to do anything. Like today, if I wanted to, I could just sit and do nothing all day. I wouldn't want to do that, for any reason, because I like being active, and no 0 days is a philosophy that I live by. Whether it's recorded or not, I try to always do something throughout the day to get closer to what I want to do or to improve myself or condition in some way. But there's no pressure. So my big thing with Lego in particular is I just do what I want to do. Like, for example, I mentioned that I don't like doing reviews. I don't really watch reviews either. I think they're boring. And when I'm doing a review or like trying to talk about a set, I don't know, there's just so much pressure, I feel like, and I want to get it right that it makes it very difficult for me to do it. So if I became a Lego reviewer, say of something that was doing well, which people like to watch Lego reviews, I just think I would just end up hating what I do. I'd just be like, oh God, this is miserable. And I wouldn't want to get into a position, and I'm sure there are people like this in whatever realm, whether it be video games. You know, you think like, oh, being a professional video game player or getting paid to play video games for a living would be the greatest thing ever. But like, what if you got tired of doing that one thing? Or if it felt like a grind or whatever? That would be miserable. It goes from being a fun thing to a job. And for me, like this Lego thing, because I only do what I want to do, like today I'm sorting. You know, what tomorrow I'm going to be building a set. The next day, who knows what, making a mock. Because I can keep it fresh and do whatever I want to do, I never feel tired of this. I never get burnt out on this. It's just, I'm just having fun. And I think that's really important. Because some of these guys, you'd have to assume, like, I don't know. I guess I'm just putting my perspective on it. Like, I wouldn't want to do reviews. Like, if that's what I was known for, like doing Lego reviews, oh. But that being said, I don't mind giving my thoughts on stuff because people tend to ask sometimes. So I could do that. I just don't like getting into, and I'll say it again, the nitty-gritty of explaining sets. I'd like to leave that to someone else, like talking about all the elements and things. I'd just be like, hey, this is what this is like, and this is what it does. And that's good enough for me. Brian says we'd bump into each other in a big mosh pit trying to get near the bricks. Hey, if you guys want to fight over the sort, that's fine with me. But finding balance, I think, is really important. That's something I've struggled with for a long time, but I feel like I'm getting better. Am I attending any Lego conventions this year? I'd love to do Virginia. It just never works out in terms of when it is. We're always... One time, I should have probably went. We were on our way to Outer Banks in North Carolina. We live in Pennsylvania, by the way, which is north of Virginia. Outer Banks is in North Carolina, which is south of Virginia. And we passed right through Virginia. I should have stopped that year. I think it was 2019, maybe. I should have stopped that year and just stopped in for a few hours. But the last few years just has not worked out for our schedule. I also wanted to do Chicago this year, but we were in, where were we when Chicago happened? We were somewhere, and I missed it. Or maybe it hasn't happened yet. We're going to miss it. When's Brick Fair Chicago? In June? I don't know. I wanted to go, but we're not going to be in the United States. So I can't go to that one. I'd like to go to Philly too. I mean, I would love to go to some of these just to check it out. I love the experience of being there. I like going shopping at them. I like looking at all the cool stuff. I like documenting it. But I'd love to do that. COVID really frigged things over in that regard. I think, you know, not just for Lego, but for a lot of things, unfortunately. Action says, me driving from Minnesota to Pennsylvania seems a bit more than I'd be up for to help sort Legos. Dude, I drove to Ohio from Pennsylvania, and that was enough for me. Going to Michigan would be, that'd be grueling. At least in one day, you'd have to break it up. The longest that I drive is our Outer Banks trip. We go there every year, and that's about a 12-hour drive. We leave here at like 7 o'clock in the morning. We do stop for lunch and all that stuff. Got some eggs in here, by the way. But, man, 12 hours on the road, by the time you're done, that was a disaster. By the time you're done with that drive, you just want to be done. I quit. Why am I even... I don't think my table is level, guys. Can you tell? Can you tell? Forget those. Moving on. Man, we're down into the grimy stuff here. All of the small pieces. I'm going to put this with the foliage. Let's get those all out of here. Those little eyepieces I should have never opened. That was a strategical error on my part, because now I have to sort all those out again, dude. June 17th and 18th, Brick World Chicago. Nope, not going to be here. I will be excited to see everyone's footage and stuff from that, though. Because I can live vicariously through their... Here, how about we do this? Through their videos. I can't believe June's right around the corner. To me, a day earlier than everyone else, because I thought that May only had 30 days, but we are on the cusp. We are on the cusp of a new month. June is... I quit. Stay up there, you pieces. Those are nightmares. These little things. Oh, I like these. These are like little bird beaks. And that's kind of what I make out of these. In fact, we'll turn this into a mock session real quick here. I need a break from my sort. We put a little eye on that side. Greg's mock tutorials. I think it could be a hit. Greg's mock tutorials. I need like a theme song. He makes mocks. And that's about it. That's all I got. Maybe, you know, I'm liking that. You know, he's cute. Let's give him like he needs a black neck. I don't have the pieces though, because they're all sorted now. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not going to work. If I was going to do this, I should have probably started before this. All right, so now he's got a body. And maybe I want to do this, though. I'm supposed to be working. Whose idea was this? Oh, it was mine. Now he's like he's a little bit of a, you know, little curved beak. I don't like this piece necessarily, but it's all I had. It's all I had to work with. We could give him some wings now. That was too wide. That'd be so perfect. Actually, we'll give him a little tail here. Making a duck. Weird duck. Mini mock. That would have been a cool challenge. That would have been way more fun. I'm going to tear that apart now. That would have been way more fun than what I'm doing, guys. I should have had a challenge to build as many mocks as I could out of all the pieces that I had here. That would have been awesome. What the heck am I doing with my life? Oh, we got to switch the camera angle. Put it back here for you guys to see. I'm trying to like get the alternate camera angles and stuff. We're down to the end here. You guys don't want to see all these tiny pieces. It's going to cause you nothing but stress, like it is me. I'm going to start speed running this though. Put the timer up. The timer up. Where am I going? I can't say. I can't say when we're going, where we're going. It'll be a surprise when we come back. It's what I'm considering to be my final international trip, at least for a long while, because I hate the flights, the long ones like that. I don't mind going to Florida and stuff. Like it's like 2.5 hours to Florida, but these international flights and the rigmarole that you have to go through when you're leaving or when you get there, and then when you come back to the United States, it takes forever, and the flights are too long. I hate it. So I'm like, this is it for me. This is like my #1 place I want to go to, outside of Hawaii. That wasn't international, but it sure as heck felt like it. If you guys want to watch some really fun vlogs, I think I did a pretty darn good job, if I must say so, of documenting our experience in Maui that we did back in February. Go check that out. That was an amazing trip. That's probably my favorite place in the world. If I had to like just go somewhere to live forever, even though the prices of everything are obscene there, Maui is just amazing. It's beautiful. I don't think you could find a more beautiful place. But I haven't been everywhere yet, so maybe we will. I would love to come to the Netherlands. That's high on my list. Cody was there. She went with her friend. But I would love to, I'd love to check that out. We won't be there though. We'll rule that one out for now. Leah, how do you want what do you want on the timer? It's a pretend timer. Just a pretend one. Timer in my mind only. It's a scary place to be usually. Oh gosh. I didn't think this would be as brutal as it is. But now we're down to just the studs. It's actually not brutal. I'm surviving this just fine. Are you surviving this just fine? It looks like we still have some people with us, so that's good. We didn't lose everyone yet, or anyone for that matter, so that's also good. This is where I got to start sorting out studs. So if this is the part you came for, maybe we'll get back to our close-up cam as we come around here. Well, that's not working at all, is it? There we go. You can see the foot. Oh, I can get even better with better quality. Let's try this. Maybe. Boom. Look at that. These are our pieces that we have left. This is what we've got going. Action says, I've been going through your old vlogs in reverse, except when you have a trip. That goes in order. Yeah, that wouldn't be weird. Hey, we're back home. I will say with my vlogs, don't go back too far. I always offer this piece of advice. When I started YouTube, I would say in the first 4 years that I made videos, they were awful. I just really loved it. I loved watching YouTube videos, and I just wanted to do that for myself. I wanted to make videos. I wanted to document things. And I'm like a introvert, of course, shy person, I would say. And putting yourself on video is it's a kind of a scary thing to do, to be honest. Maybe not so much for people anymore because everyone has a cell phone and they're always, you're talking on FaceTime and you're taking pictures of yourself. But back in 2011, that wasn't nearly as common to do. And I felt like my videos were very cringe, but I kept doing it. I enjoyed it. And perseverance, I think, more than anything, paid off. And over the years, I would say my videos started getting decent maybe in like 2015, 2016. Not great, but better. And then I would say like I finally found my groove probably in maybe like 2017, 2018. I felt like I got a little more comfortable and I got into it. And I've been pretty happy with them since. I think the biggest thing with videos though, even of anything, is like just being yourself, just share who you are, what you're up to. That's all I do. I just share like what I've got going on. And I feel like if I can bring somebody with me on like a journey, if you can tell a story, that's the thing I feel like I failed at my videos in the early days, is that they kind of just started with something and then they stopped. Now, like if you look at the vacation videos, which I consider to be some of my best work, it's like if you sit down and watch the playlist in order, like Action's doing, you're literally on vacation with us. You get to see pretty much everything. You get to save the flight. You don't have to sit there for 8 hours as we fly. Like look at the UK trip from last year. That, man, I filled up 2 phones with data, and then I sit down and I pour through all of that, cutting it all down, trying to make something that tells a little bit of a story so you feel like you're with us. And I'm really happy with what they turn into. And it makes me, it's like my souvenir is what I look at all the videos and things that I make. It's my souvenir from the trip. Some people buy a refrigerator magnet, a Christmas ornament, whatever, an item. I walk away with all this footage, and then I get to whittle that down into something that I can bring thousands of people on the trip with us, and they get to see everything that we did. And it makes me really happy. And then I get to have that for myself in the future too, if I ever want to go back and look at those moments. What cooler thing to walk away with than that? Oh, Extreme. I like the name. He says, hi, Joel and Josh from your hometown. We love watching all your channels. Hometown? We should hang out. That sounds kind of creepy, doesn't it? Never mind. Forget I said that. Like, we should meet me at the skate park. Let's run some RCs. No, that's creepy, dude. YouTuber arrested for meeting up with 12-year-old. That's not good. No bueno. All right, where are these going? These are like what we're looking at now. I'll show you. Let me go back here. Quality goes down a little bit, but you get to see a lot more. We're down into the tackle box version of what I do. So this is the stuff that's like wicked small that really don't take up an entire drawer, but it's the stuff that's the most nightmarish to sort out, and that's kind of where I'm at here. You guys still with me? Are we doing this? Action says he finished watching our trip to the Outer Banks like 2 years ago. Yeah, man. That place is just awesome. I love Outer Banks. I love going to the beach in particular. That's like my thing to do. But once you go to Maui, I didn't realize how much I love snorkeling and seeing the fish and all the things under the ocean. I love that. And there's not much that can beat that. So if you ever get a chance in your life, If you decide to travel somewhere, that's kind of an expensive one, and the flight's brutal too. But if we ever do that again, which we're contemplating it someday in the future, what I'm going to do, this is going to be a pro hack, pro move. We're going to fly to California. Almost made a Brickitect video. Fly to California. We're going to go to Disneyland in California for like a day or two, something like that. So it's like a 5-hour flight to get to California for us. Because was it 12 hours to get all the way to Hawaii? We did a direct flight. That was too much. That sucked. Go to California, 5-hour flight there. Check out Disneyland, because it'd be like the only time we ever get a chance to go there. And then fly the rest of the way to Maui. So just an incredibly expensive operation if we were to do that. But it would also be really cool because we could kind of split the flight up and then do something really epic in the meantime. And I could make a Disneyland video and experience what that's like. I'd be curious to see how that compares to Disney World in Florida where we've been. Janelle says YouTube keeps recommending really old videos, like moving into your first place, pig and Easter videos. Oh man, don't go back that far. Those ones are, oh gosh, they're deadly. I wouldn't wish that upon you. Oh, yeah, this is funny. Wouldn't it be great to be able to like watch your future in videos? As Action was saying, it's weird when I watch you return your camera because you hate it, then a few days before you're hyping it up, then a few days before you're considering buying one. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to consult with yourself in the future and be like, hey, should I do this thing? Am I making a grave error in doing this? What's the right move to make? Wouldn't that just be the greatest thing if you could just ask? And I'm not talking like asking for financial advice, like which stock should I invest in the year 2000 or something, but just like life choices. Like, am I making the right decision by doing this thing? Should I make this move? It sucks having to do things without knowing the consequences, whether good or bad. But sometimes you just got to take leaps. And the nice thing with cameras and such is that it's not a big deal if you get that wrong. Now, other life decisions, bigger ones than that, can certainly pan out the wrong way. But sometimes it's better to have some action than no action at all, even if you are making the wrong decision, because no decision is truly like the end of the world in most cases. Unless you commit a crime or something. That could be a really bad decision, but I think we all know better than that. At least most of us do. But I think about that sometimes. It's like, why can't I just ask myself, like, what should I do? I'm sure we've probably all felt that way at some point in life. Oh my gosh, look at this. We're down to the end here. It would make a lot of things boring. It would take away a lot of learning experiences. That's true too. You know what's also interesting is sometimes making what you think is a setback or a bad decision. My friend Ronnie was talking about this on his podcast. You know, something kind of catastrophic happened to him in his life. And at the time when it happened, it seemed like the worst thing, you know, like, oh man, my life's ruined. But then he was talking about how since that time, all these other things have happened, you know, that have been very positive in his life. And they all can be traced back to that one thing that happened to him. So just because you feel like you make a wrong decision or have made one and things aren't going in your favor, doesn't mean that good things won't come from that. That's a good thing to remember. It's also good to remember that just because today is a dark day, potentially, doesn't mean that everything else is going to be. And it's important to remember that no matter how bad things feel, whatever your situation is, there's always something positive that's lurking right around the corner. Speaking of lurking right around the corner, look at this, guys. We did it. It took us 1 hour. Oh gosh, I've spent 88 minutes. 1 hour, 28 minutes is what this is reporting. It took me to do that. So this is the one discouraging thing about sorting, I suppose, is that it does take some time. That being said, I was chatting quite a bit. I wasn't putting all of my attention into this, but we worked pretty consistently throughout that hour and a half, and we got everything sorted out. That being said, this isn't necessarily fully sorted. This is just merely, you know, into their respective piles. Now I need to go through and I need to separate the bricks out, the slopes, the plates. These things are pretty much good to go the way they are. In fact, like I'm not going to do it yet. I got to make a video about it. But I'm going to start putting these in their drawers. That one drawer right there is looking pretty menacing, though. The one that these are going to need to go into. I was just going to do that. Why don't I? Do you guys want to keep this going, or you want to wrap it? I could show you like the next little level of this if you guys want to see it. But I need to shoot a video so I can show what this is like right now, which I think I'll do. So if you guys want to keep it going for a little bit, I know we've got some peeps here. Maybe some peeps just showed up. And I always feel bad, like when I end a stream, they're like, literally someone was begging the other day, like, don't end it. And then I click the button, like right when I see that, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, dude. Let me shoot a little video here, a little clip. I just want to show what I have laid out here. And then I'll take you through the process of going to the next level with this, if you guys want to do that. Or we could just cut it, and I could come back tomorrow with like a whole new thing. This is not going to exist the next time you see me, though. So why don't we'll keep going if we're here. If you guys want to say anything in the chat, you can say it now if you'd like to. Whatever, I'll pan to it. So you got a little bit of time while I'm shooting this. If you want to say something to yourself or someone else in the future, I'll throw it in the video here for you. So let's do this. All right, how long? It was an hour and a half later. Painful to say that. Got everything sorted out. At least level 1 sorting. There's multiple levels to this thing, and this is everything sorted. Of course, we've got the walls, we've got the bricks, we've got the slopes, we've got the studs on the side, we've got tiles. What are these doing here? I'm not actually done. These guys let me be done. No, I'm not done. There, that's looking much better. We've got these things, and those are maroos, and all of this, and these are all of the plates over here. So there is another level that I need to take into this and to actually get it to where it needs to be, because that just isn't going to go in like that. These actually probably will, because I have a drawer just for those. And these are like my tackle box things. I just showed this off in the stream. It's actually kind of interesting because I'm doing this kind of twice. This is for one audience and this is for another, some of which are probably in there and in here at the same time. But these just kind of go in there like that. I've got a few of these. But yeah, this is good. This is like very close to not being here anymore, which is the ultimate goal. I did say in the stream that I would come over to the chat. So if anybody wants to say, it says, hi, future me. There you go. And we got questions about Clark Man, but I'm going to get through the next step of this, and hopefully next time I see you, this will be completely empty, because that's the ultimate goal. We need table space, we need things sorted, we need things put away, and that's what we're doing today here in the Brickitect studio. So let me do a little magic trick. This is always fun, and I always forget to do the second part, so it'll probably be stupid. But here's the before, and here's the after. I just forgot to do it, didn't I? I did. Yeah, I won't remember that. Every time I try to do one of the fancy, like, we'll do like the snap thing, and then like, it'll be later, and then I'll show like something, or I'll talk about something else, and then I'll be editing, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to do the after. Don't forget to do the after, guys. Sorry if I missed anybody in the chat there. Apologize. All right, let's do this. Put a couple of these in here. I'm not going to take you through this whole thing. We're going to cut this off at some point. Where do we cut it at? What's the time limit that we set for ourselves? What are we at right now? Hour and, holy flip. This was not supposed to be my entire day, but I'm okay with that. We have a couple of little unicorn horns. You guys probably want to see the inside of this. I'll show you this. I've got a couple of these, like I mentioned, so let me show you. Let me show it off. Let me show. These are nice to have. If you are just getting started in organizing, this is where I started at. I just kind of took some of my small pieces and started putting them in things like this. But then when they started getting to be too much, like this one right here, you can see it's taking up 3 drawers. Eventually you'll get to a place where it's like, see, imagine this in here. That doesn't work, right? So I just use this until things get too full, and then they make the move up into the wall. And as I was mentioned earlier, the wall's looking pretty good. I mean, it almost takes up this entire desk area, but we can still go up. I can go all the way up to there if I want to. So we could probably put another 30 bins. I mean, 3s. Let's see, how wide are we? I think they're like 17 wide or something like that. And we could probably put 2 more of each of those on there. So we do 34 of the drawer things. And there's 3 of those in each. So we could do 100 more drawers out here probably. And then after that, it's like I either need to open up a Bricklink store, or we need to just we need to be done adding more stuff in, because that's probably enough for dang near anything that you could possibly build. I still have a lot of other sorting to do though too. I've got all of this. So if you're concerned about there not being enough sorting content, if this is like what you live for in life, and I know there's at least a few people, like multiple of those drawers need sorted out. So we've got that. I've got those tires to sort out. I've got this table full of some yard sale stuff that still needs done. I've got tons of stuff back in the storage room of doom that needs done. So like I could literally make this probably a never-ending series of sort. And the ultimate goal would be to never make one of these videos again, but I don't think that's ever gonna be. Don't forget the transition. Dude, I'm gonna forget the transition. Maybe I won't though. Maybe through creative editing I can add it in later, we'll see. But I'll forget it. All right, where do I keep the little eyeball things at? I think I have another one of these things that have the eyes. Oh no, I think I just add those into like the mixels. I think I just make those like, not mixels, dots. I just put them in here. I've got so many of these, it's ridiculous. This is where I really need to stop. That was probably the most miserable sort I've ever done. I got all those dots from that yard sale. You probably saw the video on that, and I spent like an hour just sorting those little circles by what they were in the color, and I was just like, ah, it was painful. It really was. Do I have anything else here that needs to go in that I can see here on the table? These things. That was not fun, but I was just watching like YouTube while I did it, so it gave me something to think about. Take my mind off of it. I think I have all this done the way that I want it to be, so this one's good. Next, we got this one. Oh no, I missed one of those. Of course. We do have to use this one. Okay, where was that? See, this is one thing I don't like. I don't like having my Lego in multiple locations, because then you have to wonder, is it on the wall? Is it in these? But I only have 3 of these, so it's not bad. This one, though, I have to put a couple of things into. This right here. It's not too bad. And again, my advice, if your brain knows where things are, you're sorted. You're good. Okay, the semicircles. I don't know why I do some of these semicircles in different spots, but I do. And that was the thing that I've spent the most time sorting was semicircles. These ones, I don't even know what to call them, but they're in there. I do have the semicircle dots. This is what I was talking about sorting. It was just tons of these things. Like, what am I ever going to do with those little quarter rounds? This should not be in here. You sneaky devil. But yeah, I've got more of those than I'll ever be able to use. I think this can go in here somewhere, probably. I think. Where do I put those at? They should be in there. Maybe I have a spot. See, this is where you get into trouble at. I don't know where those are. They got to be up here somewhere, right? Like the almost full circles, semicircles. I don't know. I'll have to find them. They have to be around somewhere. I want to say they used to be in here, but then sometimes I move stuff because it's like there's too many. It's painful. Let's see here. Not in that one. Not in that one. Oh, they're here. They're right here. They're in this tiny little bin right there that I completely overlooked. Got a lot of these. Roller skates. I mean, all kinds of things in here. Things that you, oh, friends' bodies? I don't know why these are in here. There's like torsos and things in here. I got to find a spot for minifigs. I actually have one up here. This is kind of cool. These got mixed up, but I was going to do like hats and helmets, right? And then the heads were supposed to be below that. They got mixed around. Clark knocked this whole thing off one day. Then we've got like torso accessories. And then we've got like feet accessories. And then it goes into the regular stuff. But I was thinking about like having a minifig building station essentially. Where it's, and I have like, you should see the weapons. You guys want to see the weapon operation I have over here? This is wild. Right here. Look at this. How am I ever going to sort that? That could be 6 days worth of streams right there. Just trying to go through accessories. Look. That's ridiculous. This is because of mail time. All the minifigs that we got sent our way with all this stuff, we've got a lot. But like if you're looking for an accessory, it's in here. How much digging you have to do? Tons. Tons of digging. Welcome to life. Welcome to Lego. Welcome to Earth. Okay, we got that. Let's do these other little ones that are down here too. Sorry for the camera work, guys. I know it's sketch. Super sketch. But you're still with me. Let me get in the chat here. I'm missing all kinds of things that you guys are saying. I apologize. You could set up a store where you sell off excess pieces. I probably should. I very rarely, if any, ever sell Lego. But, you know, if I keep yard sailing and we keep finding scores, like I said, eventually, like, when am I ever going to build enough stuff to ever use these? Like right now, that drawer's out of hand. I don't think these are going to fit in there. So I'm in trouble. I already did another one where it's like the whites, grays, and blacks. I can barely open that. Where are these gonna go? I can't take any more of these into my collection. Time for Clarkman to build a mock. Maybe we'll put the trans orange ones in there too. This will be like if you're making a Saturn V rocket or something. This would be a great place. But like this is a problem. I don't need this many of these. There's no world. We'll put more trans ones down there too. There's no world where I'm ever going to build something that I use all these. Although I could build like a roller coaster or something, and these could be the supports. That'd be a great use of those. I might commission Clark with that. I'll be like, hey, can you just make me a roller coaster with like, that's super tall with all of these pieces? And I have these circular ones that I was putting in there too. Is that going to close? it's, oh man, there's not one more that's going in there. I hate that. Where's the circular? Oh, there we go. So I have like a circular one. This is my brain. This is my brain working somehow. These ones though, circular bricks. Do I have a spot? Not there. Ideally, they'd be like right there. That's where I feel like they should go. So in my brain, that's where they need to go. These go in here. These are like all my radar dishes. This is way more interesting than watching me move those pieces around, isn't it? You guys get to actually see like pieces going in. This is like the anti-Bricklink picking an order, sort of. It's like the opposite of that. Weapons aren't used enough to justify sorting. That's probably true. Jake says, I have the Bugatti, but I want to know how long the Lambo takes to build. Oh my gosh. About as long as the Bugatti, I'm sure. I haven't built mine yet. I'm going to do one bag a week while I listen to podcasts. But I do have the Lambo. It's in the storage room at Doom. Brian says, I need to clear my table again soon. Yeah, dude, getting a clear table is probably the hardest. Oh gosh, we got one more of these, two more of these. It's the biggest battle in Lego. I got that actually to fit in there, so that's good. Where do I have these circular pieces at? As I step over all these bags, do I have circular bricks somewhere? I think I do. I think they're up on the wall. I've been reluctant to label things because I feel like it looks kind of bad to label stuff. But then I don't label things and I don't know where anything is. Do you guys see circular bricks? Circular bricks? Yeah, I started labeling some of these. It's really not that bad though. This is one I am very confused by. Circular bricks. Let's just sit back and look. Aha! How much easier would that have been if I just wrote circular bricks, like minifig stands? That's probably what I should do. I have a label maker that I really love. But I don't, like when I have this in the background of my video, I don't want those labels to be all over everything. I can kind of see through. And once you kind of get used to it, it's not that bad. But I should probably label things. Shall we continue? Took me 3 days for the Bugatti. That's impressive. That's good. I really enjoyed spacing that out. I didn't want to get too burnt out on it. So for me, doing like a bag a week and then making a little YouTube short showing it was really nice. Speaking of really nice, we're going to do this like this. I didn't mind that at all. And I just listened to the same podcast every week while I built, and it was fun. These, I need to open up a Bricklink store just with those in there probably. So I got way too many of those. And then we've got these. These are kind of like in the same location here too. Do you guys like this aspect of sorting? Do you like seeing the stuff go back to where it goes? Or is it more fun just watching the actual sorting process? I feel like this is like the whole deal. You get to see every aspect of it. So this is like maybe it's the boring part of Lego. I don't know. I think I'd rather watch this like as a viewer, me personally, and we all have different tastes. But I think I'd rather watch somebody do this because this is like unique, you know, like this is, no one else has this setup, I would assume, at least exactly like this. But building a Lego set is building a Lego set. Everyone does that the same way, assuming you're following directions. This is something. You need studs? Well, come to Brickitect Bricklink store. Give you any color you want. We should try to build something out of those. Make stud tower. That's what I need to do. Just have Clark build giant towers of all my stuff that I have too many of. Like here, these, we got lots of these too. You can tell there was a, I'm assuming, a pick-a-brick of those coral ones, because there is a lot of coral ones in here. I'm going to do this the same way where I just kind of swoop it off the table. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get them. You bet. I got to put groceries away. So we're going to be cutting this short here. Let me show you a couple more things. What would be the coolest thing to see? I guess we'll put these away. I'm going to make some space for me here while I do these plates. And we've got these. See, I consider these tiles, even though they have like studs on them. If I'm looking for a tile piece, I consider that to be sort of like a tile. These are like radar dishes though, and they go in with the other ones that I had. We'll get all this small stuff taken care of so you guys can see as much stuff as possible, I guess would be the way to do it. I put the fire with the plant stuff, so that's going to go in its own thing. These ones have a spot as well, which is somewhere over here. My stuff's kind of moved over one. I guess this. That's where all of those go. This is one that can probably be, I'll pull this out so you guys can see it. This is one that can probably be broken down even more. This is like anything that clips together like this. You see how that piece is right there? Anything that can kind of clip together with that, I put into the same drawer. But I feel like this is getting to be a little too much. There's a little too many things in here. But it still works. And the drawer's not overflowing like some of the other ones. So I can keep that where it's at for now. But eventually that'll get changed over. This stuff over here, I have a whole drawer that's just, I call it studs on side. Bricks. And this one's out of hand too. I'll show you guys what this one looks like. This one's really crazy. Look at that. It's pretty full. Again, I could probably break this down a little bit. Like if I want to put these up here, I could probably do that. This goes along the side over here. But anything with a stud on the side that's a brick, and that doesn't include this. I call this a stud on side plate because it's smaller. So that's what I do with that. And I'll just kind of slide these out of the way, and we're just going to push these all in here in a nice orderly fashion, and they'll be off the table. You know, a time lapse of this would have been pretty sick. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to put the other ones in with the plates. This is good for me though, because I'm actually getting progress done. And that's what needs to happen. Oh, these are supposed to go in one of these little bins. Right there. I got these at Walmart, by the way. The brand is Flambeau. Flambeau! I only have 13 of those bricks. Which ones? We've got a lot of everything now. Oh, these need to go. These things were the bane of my existence during this sort. Those cylinder pieces just flying everywhere. These I have a spot for too, I want to say. Let's see here. Are they going in there? Yep. These go in here too. That's what I mean by this thing getting a little bit out of hand. All these little hand hook things are just taking over the entire place. I got a place for arches. These are curved pieces. I might put these. I don't know if I have a spot for those or not. Let me see, do I have a curved? Yeah, I have curved. I'll bring you guys down so you guys can see this. This microphone's working out well for me though, I think, assuming that it's still working. Look at that, all my curved pieces in there. Here's my arches. This is just such a terrible spot though, because it's in the back, but I've got all these arch pieces that are over here. They'll all go in there. I'll take them. Yeah, I'll get the groceries. I don't think there's any ice cream or anything that's gonna melt. I just want to get this last little bit taken care of. This is like when you're playing Minecraft and you're like, oh, just one more thing. I just got to do that one last thing. I shall get the groceries. Everything's spoiled. Mrs. Brickitect comes home. Everything's disgusting. I'll be like, I don't know what happened. The power went out. The fridge broke. Where do I put eggs? That's what I need to take care of for the groceries. Is there an egg drawer? If I have a thing for eggs in here, that's going to be ridiculous. I guess it's this. There's like eggs and pineapples and weird stuff in the back. That's that right there. Okay. We've successfully have taken care of all of the weird stuff, guys. We did it. Weird stuff gone. I've got table. This is everything that you see here, tiles, bricks, slopes, plates. These are just going to get filtered out into this the way that they should be. Brick separators, I'll send you out with this. I'll show you my brick separator operation. Thanks, mail time. We got a lot of bricks separators. Dangly ones. They're all over the place. I'm going to make a mock out of these. I have an idea that I'd love to make a giant brick separator out of brick separators. How cool would that be? Just like massive. I want to use every one. Either that or make a brick separator tower, because towers are fun for everybody. This needs sorted too. This is like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These are things like pre-built stuff. This is my childhood Lego collection. This is it. My entire childhood is there. My adulthood, the whole storage room of doom, it's everywhere. I can't wait to get into this. This is the last little bit of sorting that I need to do. I'm going to do this on my own time. Obviously, I have to take care of groceries before Mrs. Brickitect destroys me. You know, you don't want to make your wife angry, especially when all you're doing is playing Lego. Tomorrow. What am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to do a Bricklink haul. Bricklink buying with Brickitect is the thing that I really want to do, but I needed to get this done first. This is like work before play. I'll do a Bricklink buying with Brickitect where I showed 5 different Lego orders that I made on Bricklink in order to complete the giant minifig 3723. I'm going to start building that. That's going to be like a project that I'm doing. I think in between the build of that, because it's going to take me a while, it's a sizable set, I think I'll do some more sorting and organizing too. This is something that I want to do on stream. I don't want to build necessarily on stream. So it's just like sorting and getting things taken care of, encouraging others out there to do the same, hopefully. And I'm going to try to keep this going. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. We've got Monday, Tuesday of next week. And then Wednesday, Clarkman is off. So then he's going to join the mix. And then who knows what we're going to get into. I don't think I necessarily want to be doing this when he's here because like we're going to be doing stuff together. So we're getting into all of that. So stay tuned. If this is something that you enjoy, if you like the live streaming aspect of things, make sure you turn notifications on because I don't schedule these very far in advance. I don't know when I'm going to be doing what, but I try to schedule them at least 30 minutes out so you have some time to know. You can always watch these after the fact, which is what most people are doing. If you've made it this far, congratulations. How deep are we? Almost 2 hours. That's crazy. But in that 2 hours, I made progress. We got to have some nice conversations. We got to chat. We got to build. And I'm very excited to have done all of those things. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a glorious rest of your day. If you're thinking about sorting, do it. It's a gift to your future self. I'm going to finish the rest of this out, finish my video. Hopefully remember to do the last part. And of course, more than anything, I'm going to go take care of the groceries. Hope you guys have a great day. See y'all in the next sort and stream with Brickitect.